TEEK Da Neak, man, from Jupiter. Or if you don't consider me from Jupiter, which I am, Eastside Palm Beach, feel me? Born in Chicago, but I moved to Florida when I was 4, so you know, everything, all my formative years were here. Everything from, you know what I mean, first kiss to whatever. I'm mixed. My dad's black, my mom's white. My mom's family's all from Chicago, from a little suburb outside Chicago called Homewood. My dad moved to Chicago when he was in like high school, middle school age or some shit, but my daddy and my grandma and all my people from that side, they're all from Mississippi, so, you know, my granny and them came up under some real fuck shit. Like, my granny was born on, you know what I mean, a plantation. It wasn't a plantation still, but, you know what I mean, it was plantation on his property. She was born in a little shack on that shit. So, you know, that side of my family really comes from the struggle, for real. And, yeah. As a kid, I played into it, for real. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, my daddy red as fuck, you feel me? Like, my daddy lighter than you type shit. Not like shade-wise, just like brighter, you know what I'm saying? Like, he real deal like Mississippi mud red, like that pot. Like, that's my daddy complexion. My granny was high yellow as fuck. My grandpa, dark brown, blue eyes, you feel me? So, fool was like crazy looking. But I told you, being in Chicago as a jit, like my uncle and them was across the street. We was on South Side in Markham, you feel me? Like, there wasn't no white folks over there. It was like one family down the street that I never really saw, I guess. But just my mom and my brother, so I thought they were for real light-skinned. Like, I thought they were just light-skinned as fuck. And I ain't really know white people were a thing till I moved to Jupiter, gang. Because, like, obviously, you move to Jupiter, I get out the U-Haul, there ain't nothing but white people. I was like, oh shit, this is a real thing. So that's like, when I moved here, that was the first time I ever had to like experience anything like that. So like, as far as like childhood wise, and just my whole life in general, bruh, it's always been like, for me, I've always felt like a blessing, you feel me? I always felt like a hybrid, like a werewolf and a vampire mix. Like, I always felt souped up. It's like, I don't got no white privilege. I ain't never had it. I don't feel like anybody's ever considered me white besides like some racist ass niggas in my program from Lauderdale. All them niggas treated me like I was white till my daddy came and saw me. But like, being mixed, I only knew 2 other mixed people. This chick Elizabeth and my dog Jason. But Jason looked full black, you feel me? So it's like, I don't know, bro. It was tight, honestly. Like, I always stood out. So that means like, coming up in sports, the fact that I was good and I don't look like most of these kids, you know what I mean? It like really helped play a part. But then also the fact that I was so mischievous and, you feel me, anti-authority, that when it was time to get in trouble, like, everybody always remember, you feel me? So it's like, school-wise, like, every teacher knew who I was, whether they were my teacher or not. Police all gonna remember you, you feel me? Ain't but a handful of mixed niggas in the town, so it's like, you know what I mean? You're the one always stirring up the shit, they're gonna remember that for sure. But I always fucked with it, bro, for real. Like, I always fucked with it, because it's like, obviously I identify more as a black man, just in general. I don't know how I could possibly identify as a white dude. My daddy's in my life, you feel me? So it's like, ain't no way I could identify as a white dude. But like, I don't disown my white side at all. You know what I mean? I don't disown my white side at all. It's a big part of who I am too, because it's like, nobody could box me into something that I fuck with. It's like, oh, a nigga try to be like, you want some white shit? Like, alright, you feel me? Like, man, I'm not really, I'm kind of like, it's like playing the fence, you feel me? Like, I'm not teetering on side to side. Like, I'm always playing the fence. Like, I don't fuck with lame shit that niggas do, and I don't fuck with lame shit that white niggas do. So it's like, you feel me? I can see between all the bullshit is basically where I'm getting at, because I am mixed. So it's like, I can understand generalizations and stereotypes, you feel me? And I can understand and I can decipher like bullshit of why people feel like this, and it's like, nah, you're actually just racist, or like this motherfucker's uninformed, you feel me? Like, that's it, you feel me? No experience. But yeah, man, I've always felt like it was like an enhancement in my life, you know what I mean? First time I saw Wayne for real on the Back That Ass Up video. So it's like, you see a little ass nigga rapping around a bunch of grown men, grown women, just having that much charisma and character and being that outgoing to do that. That shit like really blew my mind. And then you fast forward a little bit later when the Hot Girls video came out, and then Wayne actually had a verse on that. Him and Turk shared that verse. They got the last verse on the song. And God bless the dead, RP my big bro Nito. I was at his house, him and my brother are best friends. I was at his crib in his little brother's room, and we were watching BET, and the Hot Girls video came on. I was probably 8 years old, dog. I don't even think I was 8. Probably like 6, bro. And I just remember being enamored, gang, like just seeing a tiny little motherfucker just in the scene, like really running, and everybody fucking with him. Like, I was just like, I want to do something like that when I grow up, bro. That's a super impactful moment. Getting into music was, like I said, like Wayne really inspired that for real, bro. You know what I mean? I know, like, especially for our generation, that sounds cliche, but like for me, that shit's a fact, dog. Like, I studied that man my whole life. Like, when the Carter 2 came out, you know what I mean? That was like prime formative years for us, you know what I mean? Like, I think I was like fucking 13 when that shit came out. And like, just the way he leveled up and changed, and just like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit was crazy. So like, that's always been like one of my earliest inspirations. And then my older brother's 9 years older than me, so like, you know what I mean? Him being a hip-hop head and infatuated with rap culture, him and all his homies, Nito and all them, they had a little phase where they would rap on, you know what I mean, on the computer and shit. So my brother had like, when my mom bought like our first desktop, it had the little computer mic, you know what I mean? Remember, it would be like its own little portable junk, and he wrapped like fucking 4 socks around that motherfucker and a bandana around that bitch, and you would play the track on like Windows Media Player, and then you would hit record on the audio recorder on the computer, and then you would play the track on Windows Media Player, and you would just have to use the track from the speakers through the mic and rap through the mic too. And my brother and Nito put together a whole mixtape. And I remember one day I was at Jit, and he was like, come rap for me, bro. I remember just trying to rap about girls or some shit like that. I could never make nothing up, dog, for real. Like, in a song, like, kudos to anybody who can, bro. Like, just full out cap, like, about what they're whipping, how much bread they got, how much bread they're touching, like, what they're actually doing, what they're wearing. Like, niggas who can cap about that and make a hit, kudos. But like, I can't lie to you to make a song, you feel me? So like, whatever I got going on is like always what I rapped about. So like, the first time I tried to rap, it was some old Diamonds and Pearls for a girl ass shit. And then, you know what I mean, you get a little better at, you know what I mean, reciting rhymes and shit like that just from listening to music. So you fast forward, probably, if I was 8 when that happened, it would have had to been around that range, because my brother's 9 years older than me, so that would have been the last year he was in the house. So he would have been about 17 type shit. So from 8, obviously just fucking around, like writing raps with your homies, but nothing serious, just like freestyling over the instrumental track on a CD or some shit back in the day, or like, you know what I mean, the fucking outro to a song. Oh, just try to get a verse in. You feel me? You know what I mean? The typical like start to rap shit. And then I'm gonna say when I was like 11 or 12 range, my dad moved out west to St. Andrews, and there was this young nigga in his neighborhood from Georgia, and I just ran into him because he was probably like with my neighbor. I don't even remember who I ran into him with, but he was with somebody in my neighborhood that I knew, and we just all linked up to smoke. And then this nigga, the other nigga was like, I'm finna clear it. And the nigga I ain't know was like, oh, you trying to go to my crib and make beats? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I got Fruity Loops. And I was like, the fuck is that? And I'm talking that when that bitch said Fruity Loops, gang. So we pull over there, go to his crib. I'll never forget this, dog. No funny shit. This on my children. We go over there. He showed me like, oh, this is how you make a beat. So like, I don't know how to touch the keys and all that shit, but he's navigate. This always been my thing. Like, I'm a muse. You show me anything creative, it's gonna inspire me. And like, I ain't even have to, I ain't never seen nobody screen press before. And the first time I did, I was like, oh, can you like triple layer this one screen and like make it look 3D? And the nigga I asked that, I ain't gonna name who it was, but the nigga I asked that was like, no. And then 2 months later, he did a whole drop like that. You feel me? And it's cool. But it's like, you show me something creative, it inspires me. Like, I can innovate it somehow just on GP. Like, that's my nature. So me and him are sitting here making the beat, you feel me? And we made some heat, dog. And this nigga, like, barely lived with his mom type shit. So he got the big air mattress. And the computer plug is right above where the bed is. So we're sitting there listening to this beat. It's not even done, but it's like, this bitch so hard. We're sitting there rapping to it. Like, that's probably why we stopped. We're sitting there rapping to it and got all excited. Somebody like flopped on the bed, bro. Knocked the plug out the goddamn wall. Beat gone. And it was like, oh no. Inspiration gone. It was like a killer. But I remember that feeling, like making a beat and then like half-ass making a song to it, you feel me? Because I made a hook for it instantly. So now it's like, we got a hook and a beat. Like, all we gotta do is come up with verses. So we're just freestyling fucking off. Somebody jumped in the bed and blew that shit, dog. But I like distinctly remember that feeling. It was like flow state. It felt like when I was hooping in a basketball game as a jit, or like going crazy in a soccer game or a football game. It felt the same way, like, oh yeah, like I can do whatever I want right now. And then probably fast forward a year or two from that, and now I like live in a real neighborhood, you feel me, in Jupiter with like piers and shit like that. I used to just live off like a little side road, and there wasn't really nobody my age on my block. So like, I was always by myself a lot. I was always at football practice, some shit for real, until, I don't know, 7th grade, so 12. But like, by that time I lived in this neighborhood, you feel me? So now I'm like skating full time, and I got homies that live in walking distance for real, and like, we all chill every day. So this is prime LimeWire day, because I had just went under and LimeWire dropped. So one night, me and the homies, we had like freestyled over something random, and then we real deal sat on my dog's computer for, I'm gonna say like 6 hours, just downloading every instrumental we could find on LimeWire and rapping over them as they got downloaded. I remember one night I sat there and rapped over like 30 beats, and I'm sure it was trash, but like at that point in time, to me and my homies, I was going off and they were gassing it. So like, I always just had that little torch up under me that like, I had a way with words. They always came fast to me. Could always think of a hook quick. So it's like, I always tried. And then another little time jump. Met a kid in the town. Dad had a studio. First time I went over there, I was just rapping. I wasn't really even trying to formulate songs. Just rapping my ass off. Jammed up. Went to prison, and that's really all I did when I was in there. I wasn't in there working out and shit. I was fucking getting bugged on K2 and writing raps and getting tattoos for real. Fucking off. When I got out, that's like all I was trying to do, man. That was like the whole intention. It was like, make music, make some money off music, get popular, make some clothes off of that, use your popularity to make some clothes, make some money off this little dumbass brand here, make another little clothing brand that nobody even knows I own, but this is some like elite shit. And then it was just it was always like another step, but like I love it, you feel me? But it was always just gonna be a step into like amassing money, but also like that dream of like having ignorance amount of bread is like kind of out the window for me too. I don't really give a fuck no more. I was like a young, naive dream, you know what I mean? Chain gang was just, bro, I didn't give a fuck, you feel me? Like, for real. Like, people say that shit, and like some people mean it, but a lot of people just say that shit to like gas themselves up. Like, I was full-blown agnostic. I wasn't an atheist, I was agnostic. I ain't believe in shit. I didn't care about shit, I ain't believe in shit. I gave a fuck about turning up with my homies because those were the only people that hadn't switched up on me at that point in my life, you feel me? So whatever to get some money, bro. My mom's a school teacher, like, still to this day. My mom ain't had no hella bread, so like, I remember one time I asked her for a dub to go to the movies. She was like, I ain't got it. And like, obviously you've heard that before, but it's like, so I'm like, all right, give me 10 bucks. She's like, I ain't got it. I'm like, bro, give me $6 for the movie ticket. She's like, I ain't got it. Now I'm like, oh, fuck. We're poor for real. Because you come in my crib, it's juice, it's snacks, it's food, I got nice furniture, I got a PlayStation or whatever, 360, whatever the fuck is out, I got that, you feel me? I got a nice bed, my water ain't never been out, but this lady ain't got no fucking money. Like, that's where it's at, it's right there. So, I told you, like, even at that age, I ain't had no conscience of, like, doing nothing bad. Like, consequences didn't scare me. If you threaten me with a consequence, like, it incited me kind of more to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Now I wanted to do it more to find out, like, you know what I mean? So I honestly ain't give a fuck. And then make a bunch of bad choices. I went to a gram, you feel me? Just caught a bunch of little petty ass charges and shit like that. Trying to stain some Migos while they're at the park all barred out. Just dumb shit. So I go to a program, get out. I violate my first night on that shit. Take my dad's whip, drove to Jupiter, got fucked up, tried to get some coochie. Bitch, I tried to go see, got a boyfriend like the day I got out. So I drove down there, blank mission. Mad as hell. Go for a car ride. JPD tried to pull me just on some Humboldt shit. I didn't do shit, I ain't swerve, I ain't do nothing. So I ran his ass. I got away from that shit. And fucking, so like I was tripping off rip, even out my program, you feel me? Got off on that. Then I got expelled from school for trying to fight a kid. The cop like intervened, and then he kept like enticing me. The cop called me a wigger after my godmom, the main guidance counselor, she used to be the main guidance counselor at Dwyer, my godmom, Miss Avedra, she like finally got me calm, and the school cop just like so mad that I spazzed on his ass, so he like called me a wigger, and I freaked the fuck back out, and he arrested me for a misdemeanor, disruption of a school function. So I got another violation, you feel me? So like when my mom got me out the jack that day, I just went on the run. Went on the run, I told you, feel me, before we were talking about what I was doing. Was out there wild. Got cased up for that shit, you feel me? We got jammed up. Little chasing shit. Police ran their ass for a minute. Got jammed up for that. Probation. For that case, got out, BOP'd that. BOP'd again, went to prison. They're like, yeah, they gave me the whole wild sentence. They gave me the whole 6, 5 in, 1 out. I had like 18 months credit. So now you go up the road, you feel me? 6 years, 5 in, 1 out. I grew my hair the whole time I was in there. So I had a homie that was in Southside with me. He was fucking in prison. He was just back for court. So I was like, bro, shave my head, whatever. They still shaved my head when I got to South Florida. I'm gonna keep it a bean, bro. That was the worst part. The intake day is the worst part, bro. Cause you coming with everybody they scoop from Palm Beach on down, whoever was already on that motherfucking bus, all the way to South Florida Reception Center. They take all of us in one room. We all get butt-ass naked, get in one line. They want you heel to toe with a grown-ass man who's butt-ass naked, bruh. Some of these niggas ain't bathed in who knows when. Then we all get lined up around the room, and they fucking, you know, fingers through your hair, all that shit, your mouth, lift your balls, bend over, spread your cheeks. You gotta do that in the room with all these niggas, bro. And these niggas were like half-assing it when they're saying this, so they're making us stand there. Like, they're making us, like, you feel me? So you not finna buck day one, especially if you never been there. But like, bro, I'll never forget that smell ever in my life. That one moment alone was like my biggest deterrent, besides other inmates telling me I'll be back. Not COs, inmates. Cause they peep my nature. They know I don't fuck with rules. I don't fuck with, you feel me, how I carry myself. I had more than 2 inmates tell me like, you'll be back. I'll see you when you get back. And I was just like, you's a hating ass nigga, boy. Cause you got a crazy, you got an E on your card? Hey, bitch, you think I'm coming back cause you did? Alright. Y'all boys seen me yet? Been a loud, my boy. I ain't going back to that shit, man. But what got me there was not giving a fuck, bro. Not believing in consequences. Not caring for real. And then like, cause then you think like, oh, like I said, like all I cared about was the homies. You feel me? Like I just cared about the gang. Like me and my family weren't even cool cause I was tripping. So it's like, I really only care about the gang. And then you get in there and they got banned while you're in gun club. You feel me? Cause you know what I mean? Any one of us can end up in here. But that bam up the road is different. So now ain't nobody got bam. Nobody got time. Cell phones are already out, nigga. iPhones are out. So ain't nobody sitting down trying to write no letter for real. So if you don't get no pipe, you don't get no 3-way. And it's hard on the prison phone. It ain't easy. It's harder than the gun club phone, you feel me? The little sensor on that shit's a lot sharper. And like that's when phones really just started getting in there. We was having like them little tiny shits, you feel me? Or them like tiniest flip phone you could get. It was one nigga from Orlando had a touchscreen before I left. And he was like, that nigga was getting money on the streets. Like he was really having, you feel me? He was like one of the plugs at Hardy when I was there. So he was one of the first people I saw with it. Like they weren't having smartphones like that when I was up there. It was just regular little shit. But the rest of that shit, bro, it's just like, it's just fucked up because I was a juvenile. So like, they play sight games with jits up the road. Like they treat you worse. You feel me? They trying to turn you into an animal. They treat the pedophiles better. Like, you feel me? They don't segregate the motherfuckers in Florida. So when you're seeing like, you're seeing pedophiles on their second offense that got less time than you feel me, for like petty shit, like, you know what I mean? You're like, this is crazy. And just how they treat you, dog. Other than that, it's what you make it, you feel me? Like, ain't nobody in there getting raped. There's too many gay people. I almost said the F word, but the hassle to try and take something, you feel me, when there's some dude who wants you to have it. Cause them dudes just get took care of. Them niggas they live better than anybody, bro. You feel me? In prison. They really do. It's not a joke. And I ain't mean that derogatory, but you feel me? Just for your monetization, believe that. Most fucked up shit I seen happen came behind one of them. Nigga came to the pound, got the canteen man job out of nowhere, and niggas don't even know how he did that. Like, that's a get in line job, you feel me? Just, you sit in the AC all day and it pays. And you just, if that's the only money you got, you can have big motion being the canteen man. So he fucked around and messed with an old school booty bandit's boy. It's like, this nigga been down longer than I've been alive at the time, you feel me? Who have been in prison longer than that. Old school big ass gorilla nigga from Dade. They told him, hey, I'm gonna catch you. And he went to chirping, yeah, whatever. He goes, gets his little homie, 20-year-old jit from Duval. Little Muslim nigga. He tells his little dog, hey, little bro fuck with all the Muslim people. He fuck with everybody from Duval. You gonna fuck with your hometown and like your county, whatever, you feel me? But then like, you can do what you want in Florida, bro. You can hang with whoever you want. Like, so it's like, people have their own motion. Jit was a Muslim, so he really be with them. But the nigga who was fucking with dude's boy It's the only person he know from the streets in here for real. So dude, oh hey bro, I need you. He get Jit all riled up. The next day when they run down on Jit, or when they run down on Buddy, Jit like try to intercede. OG got his homeboy with him. Homeboy been down just as long as him. Old brolic ass niggas, bro. These giant fists. They're huge. You feel me? Like real old school chain gang style niggas, bro. Jit got in the way. You think they gave a fuck? Did his ass up. Poked the shit out of this little nigga, bro. And his homeboy ran out the rec yard. So Jit got stabbed up. He don't even fuck around. And his homie left. So they shut the yard down. Oh, do the whole shit, come get Jit. Jit, get up. No cap. He got up, walked, and went, I'm from Duval. I'm from Duval. And he flopped out. Hear the ambulance come. The ambulance keep the siren on when they're alive. They put Jit in the ambulance. Siren turned off before they got off the, you feel me, off the compound. So he got poked up for nothing. And somebody from Duval might be like, yeah, that's hard, but it's like, kinda. It's kinda. For his words at the time, yeah, he was 20. That was a wrap. That's foul, gang. But other than that, it wasn't too much fucked up shit. I had been in prison now for like 2 months already. Dog had K2 sack on the pound. I bring it back in. It's a perfect way to segue back to that. My dog got a fire-ass bomb on the pound, right? He said, oh, I got a bomb. I said, oh, shoot me some. My dog from Palm Beach in the dorm with me. Say he ain't never smoked it yet. I said, well, bitch, what you want to do? You trying to get bugged or you just want to be sober the whole time? He say, all right. Me, him, the other homie. Rolled up the little stack. Get in the back of the dorm, fire that bitch, get bugged. Me and my dog sit there. The homie who ain't never smoked it before, he cleared. He go to the day room. I catch him like 15 minutes later sitting in the day room staring at a blank TV. No cap. He just in the day room staring at the TV. Me and my dog sitting in the back of the dorm just sitting there though. We're just sitting on an empty bed. Nobody lives on this rack. It's by the window. I'm sitting there, right? We were like shooting the shit and then we both awkwardly got quiet. We're just, you feel me, quiet. I'm looking off, gang. Looking off out the window. And I look inside and I start paying attention to the people. Like paying attention, like looking, I'm like, dude. I said, oh shit. It's all niggas in here for real, bro. And I'd been locked up for like 10 months already. But I was just like, oh, fuck. Because now it's different. Ain't no AC in this bitch no more. Gun club, you like lose sense of time. You feel me? Like if you know, ain't no windows and shit for real like that. They're tiny. And your window could be painted over or fucking super ashy. You know what I mean? Like super warped out, yellowed out. So ain't no real like, you lose all sense of time. So like that shit's out the window. And here, like, you're actually alive. You go outside and shit every day. Like, you're moving. You can get a real routine. That's why anybody who's ever been to prison rather go back for a petty bid. If they're going to do a little year, so they going up the road and doing 10 months. That's why when the judge like, oh, I sent you a year, they're like, no, give me the day. Because why the fuck you want to lose all sense of reality for 10 months in gun club when you can go outside and get swole, motion, make some fucking money? Like, I ain't never been put back in that situation, but if I was, I'd take the year and a day too, because I ain't trying to sit inside. Like, that's crazy. But we got bugged, bro, and I sat there and was like, oh shit, it's really all dudes, and I'm for real stuck. Like, it ain't no possibility of bonding out. It ain't no, I'm for real stuck for at least another 3 years. Like, I was just like, shit. But you make the best of it, bro. Like, you can't, if you're sad and like walk around that bitch depressed, like that's the type of shit that's gonna make you food. You feel me? Like, I'm not saying walk around that bitch arrogant. I told you, I was just an idiot. Like, I was just dumb as fuck. Like, no sense of consequence or repercussion. So like, I was tripping in there too. Like, I crossed the line a few times. Like, played with some people I shouldn't have played with like that. You feel me? Like, niggas who weren't getting out. You know what I mean? But you know, God loves me for real. Can't nobody tell me otherwise. For real, for real. Because I done some shit where, you know what I mean, I might not have should have got out. So like to go for that little petty ass shit and get out and like get the experience. Bro, Hardy was so live. So I went to DeSoto first. That was my first compound. You go to E dorm, which is like the intake dorm. Then or M dorm, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, M dorm. Then they put me in E dorm, which is like straight adults. There's a JIT dorm at DeSoto, but they ain't put me in there at first. End up in the JIT dorm, you know, you get your squabbles in, you feel me? There's a bunch of Palm Beach niggas in the dorm, a bunch of ZMF niggas. Then by the time I left, it was more Palm Beach niggas in the dorm than anything, for real. It was kind of crazy. There were so many Palm Beach niggas at DeSoto before I left. Deep as fuck at that bitch. And I got kicked out of DeSoto. They shipped me to South Florida. I was really gonna end up at fucking Sago Palm. Cause like the first little request form I wrote, all I had to do was get my custody level dropped, and that like takes like 2 months, you feel me? Cause you go in on max. If you hit medium custody, I was already at reentry level. So they got all the reentry programs in Sago out west, you feel me? It's like, damn, I can end up at the crib. But they don't tell you, when they ship you, they don't tell you shit, cause it's like security risk. So they sent me to South Florida while I was in the box. I do my whole box bid, get out the box. I'm rocking out of South Florida just floating on transit side, gang. I'm in the dorm with the plug. This nigga named Milt from Broward, shout out, gang. He should be out by now. He did a dub, mandatory. He was 10 in when I got there. And bro was the plug. He lived 2 doors down from me. And I was just this badass JIT. And he was just like, one day he was like, JIT, come on at me. He gave me a sack of K2 and a sack of tobacco. He gave me another sack and he was like, you sell that, bring back this, you'll make that. I was like, say less. I was my dog ever since then. He put me on, we get bugged. 5, that was my nigga. But I sat in South Florida for a minute and then caught a DR there fucking with this CO bitch. She cased me up on some bullshit. End up back at DeSoto. Got kicked out of DeSoto like after like shit, a month on the pound again. And then they sent me to Hardy. When I got to Hardy, Hardy was movement every 15 minutes, got 2 rec yards. DeSoto only got 1, it's a tiny ass compound. Hardy ain't big, but it's got 2 rec yards, a bunch of dorms, you feel me? Mostly T dorms, and then it's got 2 open bay dorms. But it's movement every 15 minutes. So like, you can really like swang at Hardy. Like you can go wherever the fuck you want if you know how to move, bro. Like you're incognito. So like Hardy was jumping, bro. Hella phones, hella fucking tobacco, hella K2, hella reefer, all that shit. I keep talking about the K2. So the point of the K2 is, for me, my mama came to see me, bro. She'd bring this little bitch I used to talk to back then too, but my mom always, especially like after I got out the box, that first weekend, my mom's gonna be there no matter where I was, you feel me? So, if you get caught pissing or like smoking K2, you're just doing 30. You get caught with reefer, that's 60. They gonna drug test you, that's another 60. If you have more weed, that's another 60. That's another 60. So now you're doing 180 days in the box. That's 6 months, gang. Doing 6 months in the box behind some weed. You do that twice, say, oh yeah, you get out and you chill. You do it again. You doing the 6 months again, and they gonna ban your Vizzo for 6 months. You do it a third time, they're gonna take your Vizzo indefinitely. So fuck I look like going to the box, 1, telling my mom I'm in the box for weed, mom. 2, what I look like telling her, oh yeah, when I get out the box, you can't come see me. Nah, gang. I'm gonna hit this Tunchi and tweak out. Fuck it. And I was a JIT, bro. I got to prison, I was 19, gang. You feel me? Like, I did a bunch of time in the box. Everybody does, you feel me, if you go. I did a couple, like, 90-day stints in the box. And so the only thing that, like, kept my sanity from breaking in that would be to like write raps every day. So I had like my pad of my music. I'll show it to you. I have like my pad of music and I'd leave it at the foot of my bed. So I just like fuck with it all day. Cause some like the soda wasn't fucking with no books in the box. Hardy, they weren't tripping. You feel me? So now you got like distracted. So I can read all day and write, and then you feel me, like back and forth. But the soda, none of that. You have to sneak every book. Like you gotta hide that bitch on you, take it with you to the shower. Like, you feel me? It's fucked up. So I would write all day. I'd leave the shit at the foot of my bed. I'd design clothes, but I'd like write like life goals. You feel me? Like money markers. I ain't gonna lie, they were childish. It was all like trap dream shit. Like, I'm gonna get out with this much bread, and I'm gonna go grab this sack, and you feel me? Like flip for this price, and like, but it was like the fact that it's not really about like what the item was. You feel me? At this point, you know what I'm saying? Like the goal was, oh, I'm gonna sell these drugs, right? Like, obviously childish, immature ass way to think. Like, you're getting out of prison, like you're gonna sell drugs to make this money. But it was all to fund everything that I wanted to do legitimate. Obviously that's not the way you go about it, but that's what it was all for. But the repetition of like just the sale, you feel me? Just me burning the repetition of like hustle in my brain. You feel me? It didn't matter what it was that I touched when I got out. The fact that I focused on hustling for these goals, like to do this for music, to do this for clothes, and then like once that makes this much, now I can do this with that. Like now I can write this book and try to get this movie script out. Like, so it was all just like a formulative goal to get out. But like I said earlier, bro, it was inmates telling me I'd go back. And the fact that we got like a PRR thing, I told you, it's like the consequence thing. It's like the childish, like, I bet you won't type shit, you feel me? So like the fact that you gotta sign a PRR paper when you get out saying you're not gonna catch no charge in 3 years, or you gotta come back with enhancements, like that was like, I bet you can't stay out. Like, so it's like, okay, bet. And then when I got inmates, like, you know what I mean? You go to prison, you get like a jacket, you feel me? So it's like a 0. If you're from Palm Beach, you'll get like a W or a B. So you get your number. When you go back again, they turn it to a letter. A. You go back again, it's B. Someone like somebody with an E on their you feel me, their jacket, like, hey, you've been here 6 times. Like, don't tell me what I'm gonna do, because you did. Like, that's crazy. You feel me? So it was shit like that that like kept me out. Just like being stubborn, like proving niggas wrong. Like, that's my shit. Being somebody's karma. That's my thing. I'm a little dude, but like I really like that shit. I released a song on March 20th called Uchi Wally. So when this comes out, my tape will be out. I got a tape called Been This Way My Whole Life coming out. It's just a bunch of different sounds. I kind of like stopped trying to box myself in. I used to box myself in, like when you first met us, like I was boxed into just like making like rager music, like show music, you know what I mean? Not rager like Uzi shit, but just like turned up mosh shit, you feel me? Because that's what we were doing. We was young. That's what the underground scene was on, so like that's what I was doing. But like in prison, I wrote all swag raps. It was all like, not lyrical wizard, you feel me? Not lyrical miracle, fucking none of that shit. But it was like barred up swag rap, you feel me? Like, cause like swag era was still in. Like swag era hadn't phased out. I got out 2014, so swag era was still kind of a thing. People were slowly transitioning out to like more underground core, I guess you would say, shit. But when I got out, I feel like I would have been like in that lane with like Tweezy and like Psycho and like One Hot Van Damme and them. Cause like Van Damme and them were basically doing swag rap. Is like, that's what I'm saying. It was street shit with like swag in it. You know what I mean? Like talking about what I was dressed in and just like popping shit. It just like sounded cool for a 20-year-old to talk like that. You know what I mean? But Herm, like that was my nigga before I went to prison. But like that was like a thing I really always shout him out for. It's like he was trying to tell me from day one, like the first day he saw me when I got out, It's like my second or first day out. And he was like, nah, you should peep this underground shit. And I wasn't just trying to hear him because I had my mindset. You feel me? I had focused on these goals of what I was going to do. It's like I knew who I knew. So like I knew I could get to those boys faster than whatever the fuck he was talking about, right? Or so I assumed. But he's trying to tell me like Sets Holler Water Boys. He's trying to tell me like Raider Clan shit. I missed all that. I was in prison for the whole Odd Future, Raider Clan, all that Base God shit. I was in prison for all that. So like SoundCloud was a thing, but it wasn't booming before I went out, before I went in. You feel me? So like everybody was still pretty much on like that piff. So when I'm getting out, I'm like not really paying attention to what he's talking about. Because I told you it's like my first couple days out. Then I get hit to SoundCloud because my homie who got the studio in his crib's like, oh yeah, this is how we'll release your music when you go record. When I went and recorded with him. So fast forward a little bit of time and her finally is like, oh, come to this Sets Holler Water Boys show. And it was thrown by Dopey and T, Rolling Loud people, Tarek and them. So I go and I run into a whole bunch of people like me. This is how I look, you feel me? That's when I started my wigs, that's when I had the plates. So, you feel me, the whole wall and shit. So like I run into like all the Swamp Posse niggas, fucking Sky and Keys, Danny Towers, Tyler Yahweh. I run into all them because they're openers. Come check out Orlando. So I go, this before you even like start to Respect the Vibe. You feel me? Like ever did one of the first shows. So I go up there and nigga, they're doing 1 million shows, you feel me? So the chick I'm with at the time was Trust Fund Baby. Her money was on tap. So it was like, it didn't matter where we moved. So like, I consciously, for like to get game, was like, I told all the niggas in XL, like, hey, I'm gonna go up here and like, do as many shows as I can and soak up all this game so like, it's stronger for the game. And that's basically what happened, you feel me? You know, like, I was firsthand based with that whole Florida SoundCloud wave. Like all them niggas were staying at the crib and recording at my house and just fucking off because I had the big crib in Orlando, you feel me? Whole room dedicated to studio, so Wi-Fi, all the niggas were there. That's how me and Buck got tight. Me and that nigga Buck been tight ever since then. Like, been one of my best friends ever since. So like, literally when me and that girl broke up, I hopped on the bus from Orlando, came down here. I was just like, man, fuck this shit. Jumped on the bus, came down here straight to a Respect the Vibe show. Wave Lord picked me up and you had booked XL for a Respect the Vibe show, and I pulled straight up to that show and performed.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. But I came back with the game because Herm used to like, even Herm, like Herm used to perform all that super bass wavy shit. And I was like, not that niggas don't fuck with this, but like that's not what niggas really trying to do at a show unless it's your show. Unless it's here for you. Like, look, this is how we throw a set. Because remember, the second one that you really booked us for, when we headlined, because Herm wasn't the headliner for that one. You just like booked him and Jay and Pep.
I remember.
But remember the first one we headlined, like how that went, like how our set laid out. Because I told him like, look, this is how you approach a show. We can come with that shit, but like we gotta get them cranked up and And then you saw what happened, bro. The whole county took the fucking blueprint. I brought the blueprint home and everybody tried to run off because when I came, there wasn't a bunch of rappers when I left. And it wasn't a bunch of rappers when I first got back. And then a bunch of niggas started rapping after that. And any of them niggas still rap? Who's the most consistent out of all of them? Herm. Ain't nobody fucking with that nigga. When it comes to that, that's what I'm saying. I fuck with bro. But if he wouldn't have showed me like look, this is the underground. Like that shit's underground too. But he's like, I didn't know about the little subgenre part. Like he's like, nigga, you skate. Like this is your lane, not that shit. Like everybody knows you're a street nigga, but like that's not what you try to be on full time. You rather be on this type of time, chilling, smoking, skating. Yeah, you're right. Especially now. Especially like getting out. Before that, I wanted to be a super thug. For sure. Like I thought you had to do all that shit. Gangsta and thugs, all that shit cooked us, bro. Did it not? Me, personally. Me and all my homies.
It definitely did.
I thought you had to go to gun club and grid and paint shit to get your stripes. I thought you had to go up the road to get your stripes. I thought you had to crash out every time a nigga played with you on the streets to get your stripes. And it'll get you them, I guess, right? But then you get out and got niggas with no stripes trying to get some off of you. I went through a lot of that, like little losers, like who is this little nigga? Like, not respecting what I did, and it's like, he don't have to. I get it. That was my karma for not respecting shit beforehand. Running into little niggas that was just like me. You feel me? I smoke a lot. Just chill with my kids, bro. I stay out the way. Ain't nothing outside, for real. If it ain't like no real motion or something that's supporting the gang or something that's benefiting me or like my fam, like I ain't really outside fucking off no more. I got 3 jits. I'd rather chill with them. I got all this space. Why the fuck would I pay for it and not? You know what I mean? Use it. But yeah, bro, honestly, it's like I said, I used to want all this fucking money. Like, I used to want to be in the rat race of like the music industry and all that shit. That's what I was saying about like this sub-genre of the underground where it's like wholly independent. Like, if I can hit 10K real fans that spend $1 with me every month on my Patreon to get access to like Death Wave drops or this other clothing brand I'm about to put together, like instant access to that and like early access to my music. If I can get 10K fans to spend $1 with me a month, bro, I'm cool. Cause like, I'm not in the rat race no more. I was in until like experiencing all this shit and seeing like homies go through labeled shit and all that foofy shit, and then like 2 Chainz said it on the interview, even though he is mainstream, but he still like said like, he was like, I ain't in the rat race. He was like, I'm dope, I make dope shit, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I was just like, yeah, like I always been cool. I ain't gonna be humble about that. Like, when I graduated preschool, I made the cover of the Jupiter newspaper, like, cause I fucking rolled up my diploma and used it as a telescope while everybody else sat there like little good boys and girls. I was on the boat, like, you feel me? I was in the newspaper every week for sports, bruh, and then I was in the newspaper for bullshit, and now it's like, I was a criminal statistic my whole life. Just the average black male statistic. In and out of jail, ex-con, felon, a whole 9. Now I done broke all the statistics. I done made it past 25. I made it to 21. I made it to 25. I'm fucking 32. I'm about to be 33. Like, I got 3 kids. They don't want for shit. They got a great mom. You feel me? Like, I'm macking, dog. I just want like financial freedom. Whatever that dollar point is, that like we got everything I need and I don't gotta do nothing I don't want to do for no money, and I can just mac and create. That's all I need. I just want a piece of property that I actually own. Like, I'm not paying the government no piece. I want a piece of property that I own. I want a creative space for me and all my homies to inspire people, like, you feel me? Because like, when you're in a creative space, you're inspired. It's hard to just sit there and do nothing. If these people over here are making shirts, these people over here are taking photos, these boys are in the room upstairs recording, somebody's sitting right here on this computer fucking editing a video, this thing is making graphics for somebody. Like, it's hard to just sit around and be like, I'm not gonna do shit in this room. Like, it's hard to do that, right? So it's like, I just want to create a space for my people, bro, so we can keep doing what we want to do. Mac makes clothes now. He makes music now. Herm ain't never stopped dropping music, you feel me? Herm records at the crib, and like, that's fine, but like, you know what I mean? Don't you think he'd be a little more inspired if he had like a better place, you know what I mean? Like a creative space to record? Because he could still always record at home when he wants. But like, also you could be in a space with creative. I want that. Like I said, bro, a piece of property I own for real. It ain't got to be big. I would take one out west. I used to be against that, but I would take one out west. The beach is what, 30 minutes away? That's cool. I can't be that far from the beach. I have to be like in relativity, and it's not like I even go a lot. But not being able to go, being from South Florida, that's crazy. Like, that shit don't, living in Florida, not being able to go to the beach doesn't make sense. That's some illogical shit. And like I said, like, not have to worry about shit. If it was legal to be self-sufficient, I'd already been doing that. I wouldn't live here. I'd have some property somewhere and just live off the land for real. I really would. It's not like I'm trying to like tune out society either. It's just like, I don't care, bro. I'm over this shit. The politics, the fucking... I don't even watch sports for real no more. I watch like UFC. Like, I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a whole basketball game. Probably the finals last year. Maybe. Whole football game. I watch fighting because it's real. But other than that, like, I just be chilling, gang. I'll give them a couple of pieces. For all, like, the YNs, all the young niggas. Pick your poison, gang. If you're in the streets, keep civilians out of your business, you feel me? Stop holding civilians to the same standard as you. Like, they're not playing the same game as you. Keep them people out your mix. Keep your business off the internet. Like, if you want to be a thug or a super trapper, whatever, scammer, keep that shit off the internet. Keep people out your game room, especially bitches. But at the end of the day, that shit ain't really gonna get you nowhere, bro. Besides a cage, locked up with a bunch of dudes. It fucking sucks. It's dirty. Most of these prisons ain't got AC. The streets just don't amount to nothing, bro. It's really just a trap, dog. It really is. It's just a trap. That shit's lame. If you can get some money, a significant amount of money, it don't even take that much to get out, bro. You feel me? Like, and I've seen it done. So, regardless of what people said, I seen niggas run the streets crazy. The best trapper I ever seen retired, scot-free, hands-free. Best trapper I've ever seen, and with my own 2 eyes. Got out the game hands-free. And a completely different human. He don't fuck off at all. He dead sober. He don't do none of that shit no more. One of my best friends, and he don't fuck off at all no more. So you can get out if you set the goal and follow it. Follow the signs too, though, bro. Another random piece of advice that I've just been dwelling on a lot lately because I've like been seeing it. The blessing you get might not be the blessing you wanted, but don't turn that blessing down because you don't know what that'll come to. You feel me? You don't know what'll come to fruition from that. Like, you know who Shane Gillis is? A comedian, white dude. Bro got canceled for saying like some, I guess, racist Chinese shit on his podcast, right? And he got hired to be on SNL. And then they exposed the shit he said, the little slur he said on his podcast. So he was hired this day and fired before he ever did an episode, right? And I watch his podcast. It's one of my favorite podcasts. And when it happened, he was like crushed, bro. He like thought his life was over. But like, it literally saved his life. It literally catapulted him to being one of the biggest comedians in the world. So he thought the blessing was SNL. And then he thought that it wasn't a blessing when he got canceled and got fired. But getting canceled and fired was the biggest blessing he ever got in his life. So like trauma, like a tribulation brought this nigga to the highest point he's ever been in his life. He was just like mediocre comedian. Got it. He was not mediocre like in comedy. He was insanely funny back then still, but like, you feel me? He was gonna get on SNL, whereas comedy would have got watered down. Instead, he like came out his depression, stayed funny, and got funnier, and then put on Joe Rogan. Now he's on Joe Rogan on the regular. Like, you feel me? Dave Chappelle took him on tour. Bro's tour sells out. Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, the blessing you get might not be the one you want, but it's the one you need. And then piece of advice for creatives. just create, bro. As far as like it comes to musicians, bro, if you rap or make music, Jeffrey told me this. I don't know, Jeffrey told me this when me and Peso went and did us that got that feature from him. Where like how you know when your shit's done, or how you know when it drop. And he's like, you got a crazy ass following? And we were like, no. And he was like, well, my following's crazier than yours, and I don't cuff shit. He's like, when it's done, I drop it. You feel me? And I was like, right. Herm, perfect example. Herm don't cuff. Herm makes music and he dropped. There ain't an artist in Palm Beach County's history who's dropped more music than Herm. Name an artist who's more consistent or has more projects. Marvell is the only person who's even remotely close. Only person who's remotely close. Nobody else holds a candle. And Herm's deleted 200 songs, my nigga. I think he's deleted over 100, and that's a fact. Stamp me on that. So it's consistency. Herm's got a core fan base. All his songs do crazy numbers. All of them. It's not some, oh, compared to fucking Drake numbers, but like that's not what he wants. It's not what he's looking for. That's not what I'm looking for either. So if that is what you're looking for, you still got to be consistent. So creatives, be consistent. Try to drop as many visuals as possible. If you're a rapper and you can fucking cuff a videographer as your best friend and he films everything, that'll be the best blessing you could ever have as an artist, as someone who films everything you do and puts out music videos for you. Drop a lot of music. If you paint, don't cuff your paintings. You're your biggest skeptic, so you might not like it. Somebody else gonna like that shit. And if you did paint it for yourself, don't show everybody and then take it away when someone else wants it. If you are painting for people to see your art, stop being self-conscious about it and just put this shit out. And I don't know, same shit. If you make podcasts, film a lot of episodes and put the episodes out. Don't cuff them. Give people something to look for, man. I don't know. Be a good person. Should be everybody's goal. And everybody knows what that means. So it's like, I didn't say perfect. I'm not fucking perfect. I spaz out on people all the time. But I'll apologize. I don't know, man. Strive to be better every day, I guess. That sounds good, right? That's all you can do. Get active. Be healthy. I'm saying that smoking a cig, but I work out every morning, so you can't do more pull-ups than me. TEEK Da Neak, man. Been this way my whole life. Mixtape should be out by the time you see this. Will be out. Timeless Teak 4.0 on Instagram. It's like my 5th Instagram. I've had so many deleted. I'm so tired of making them shits, gang. Other than that, fuck with me. Death Wave Clothing. I got another brand coming out soon. Y'all be on the lookout for that. Appreciate you, Camino gang. You're a real one. Always have been since the first time we met, dog. Y'all fuck with Camino, dog. Respect the vibe. He's really tapped into the culture for real. For real, for real. He's always like finger on the pulse, like what's really going on in Palm Beach County. And like I told y'all, it's probably this subgenre shit I keep talking about. There's 2 different undergrounds. There's those guys over there, and then there's the people who don't want their show shot up or even bring that energy around. You feel me? And we're on the wavy side, so if you want to chill and vibe and come get some money and do some cool artistic shit, come on this Death Wave, respect the vibe side. You feel me? Other than that, y'all be smooth, gang.
Thanks, brother.